Good day, everyone. My name is Yongdong. My teammates CHOON and LIEW. We are from Group 2. Now, we will present the case study Yongdong Severance Hospital Replacement of the overall key system with Fujitsu machines.
Introduction. Yongdong Severance Hospital was opened in 1983. The Youth Severance project aimed to harmonize the work process and code of 4 hospitals in Sichuan, Yongdong, Yongin, and Gwangju. On November 1st, 2005, the Yongdong Severance Hospital Youth Severance project began. Yongdong Severance Hospital began preparing the youth severance project in January 2006, and it was finished on July 1st, 2006, in time for full-scale operation. The issue in this case study, Yongdong Severance Hospital are facing the first problem is system stability problem, and the second problem is delay service response, and the third problem is difficult managing the information operation of the 4 hospitals. The method to solve the issue. How does Yongdong Severance Hospital solve the issue? First, hospital are using the new core Fujitsu Primecast 440 with Intel Itanium processor will reduce the response time. Second, the new database server used by Fujitsu Eternus is designed to share the storage system and share data between hospitals. That is, operate a 100% Windows-based system.
The implementation and configuration part for the selected solution. We are using the Network Management System 11, FCAS, Port Management, Configuration Management, Accounting Management, Performance Management, and the Security Management to implement in our case study. Port Management. Fujitsu Primecast 440 have the fault tolerance for the host application service. When replacing the server component, it can be performed without the application hot. Fujitsu Eternus have the scalable data storage system with stronger fault tolerance. It can auto backup and service achieve. Windows system have a high availability of the Windows environment. Configuration management. The Fujitsu Eternus is easy to configure. It can backup and restore the service automatically. Windows system is low complex migration and simplified licensing. Maximize the hardware and the software investment. Accounting management. The Fujitsu Eternus can analyze the date's usage to ensure enough capacity. It can calculate the daily data usage and provide a better storage service. Windows system. Track and record the activity of user, group, and process. Diagnose the performance problem and security risk, and for the expansion planning. Performance management. The Fujitsu Primecast 440 support the hospital's largest application due to the high-bit multiprocessor and the high-bit crossbar. The Fujitsu Eternus can minimize the latency, although the data volume is constantly growing. It uninterrupted access to the service. Windows system. It can track the CPU utilization, disk usage, disk PC time, and the memory pressure. Security management. The Fujitsu Eternus only allow the authorization access and backup. The backup data stored in the encryption format. Windows systems are using the security management technology. It can protect the important data. The advantage and disadvantage on the new device or improvement. I will divide into the two parts. One is advantage and another one is the disadvantage. First is advantage. The Fujitsu Primecast 440 supports the increasing need for the hospital equity. It can minimize the service effort. Fujitsu internals have a strong storage cluster option to avoid the planned or unplanned downtime of server. It's easy to configure. Next, Windows system, easy to use. It support for the recent version of the new hardware. Disadvantage: Fujitsu Primecast 440 has a high cost to maintain and repair. Normal record meter distraction for a server refresh. Fujitsu internals, risk of losing data during transform data. High cost to maintain and repair. Windows system, poor security compared to other operating systems. The extensive maintenance required by the modern Windows system costs high total cost of ownership (TCO).
The future on the new device and improvement. The future of the new core Fujitsu Primecast 440 has a high-performance core that support a high-speed multiprocessor and a high-speed crossbar for high throughput. And Primecast 440 also can detect and correct system problem and failure, as well as correct small error and isolate problematic components, ensuring continued system functioning. Next, database server. The feature of the new database server Fujitsu internals have minimum latency, reliably provide constantly growing data volume that can ensure uninterrupted access. Fujitsu internals also has a storage cluster to avoid planned or unplanned downtime to be maintained in real time for all application access. Next is Windows system. The future of the new Windows system environment is the on-screen work area provided by Windows, analogs to a physical desktop, and the operating system called extension point. It helps users learn how to leverage the desktop taskbar, notification area, control panel, help, and user account control for apps.
Now, I will talk about the topics that related to case study. There are 3 chapters that related to the case study. Chapter 3, DHCP, Chapter 4.2, Routing Remote Access, and Chapter 6, Internet Protocol Security. For Chapter 3, DHCP, Yongdong Severance Hospital is suitable for using Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, or we call DHCP, to configure all the network devices. This is because Yongdong Severance Hospital has many network devices, so need to use DHCP to reduce the complexity and administrative overhead of managing network client, IPv4 address, and other configuration parameters. If you manually assign IP addresses to network devices, sometimes you will make a careless mistake on manually assigning the IP address. If you incorrectly assign the IP address for network device, it will not successfully access to the other network device, so the process of transfer data will be lost. That is why we need a properly configured DHCP infrastructure that eliminates the configuration problems associated with manually configuring TCP IP. Next is Chapter 4.2, Routing Remote Access. Yongdong Severance Hospital is suitable for using VPN connection for the staff who work from home. It is because VPN can help to create a secure connection to the network of hospitals. The staff can connect to the private network of hospital to remote access the service and resources that hospital provide. Next, the VPN can forward all the network traffic to the network. Therefore, the staff can access the resources remotely, like access from the local network. It can protect the important information during access because of this connection bypassing the network. And last is Chapter 6, Internet Protocol Security. Yongdong Severance Hospital can perform host-based packet filtering to provide limited firewall capabilities for end system. By performing packet filtering, it can permit or block inbound or outbound traffic using IP security with the network address translation, or we call NAT, or basic firewall component of the routing and remote access service. In conclusion, I will talk about the FCAPS element. First is fault. Fault management can make sure all the process of service is normal and away from error. It is important to the hospital because all the service will be related to the patient. The core can make sure application run without fault. Database server will not lose any important data, and the system has high availability of Windows environment. Second is configuration. Configuration management can ease all the configuration such as set up the database server, backup the data, and install the application. The staff of the hospital did not need a lot of effort to learn the configuration. Therefore, it also can avoid the misconfiguration happening. Third is accounting. Accounting management can track the hospital utilization information. Hospital need to store a lot of hospital and patient information. The hospital needs a database server to analyze the disk usage to avoid capacity not being enough, and Windows system can have administrative right to track and record the activities of users, groups, and processes. Therefore, it can avoid the hospital and patient information missing and not enough space to store. Fourth is performance. Performance management can manage the overall performance of the hospital core, database server, and system. It is critical for the hospital since all the services will be focused on the patient. The core must be provided high throughput such as high-speed multiprocessor and high-speed crossbar. Database server must reliable, provide minimal latency, although the data volume is constantly growing. And the Windows system must allow administrator to track CPU utilization, disk busy time, and memory pressures before something goes wrong, and can use proactive performance data to plan for future capacity needs. And last is security. Security management can limit and control access to hospital digital access. This action can protect hospital information stolen by hackers. The database server must keep backup data in encryption format, and the backup data not stay longer. The system must manage local security authority, or we call LSA policy, and password filter policy, query the availability of programs from external sources, and service attachments. Now, I will make a summary for the topic of discussion. In a nutshell, by using Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP, Virtual Private Network, VPN, and Internet Protocol Security, IPsec, will increase the security of the system and network, and can prevent data loss. This can make sure all the jobs in hospital can work well. Thank you.